ASMR. Back with another Mexican food series installment. I made some mole enchiladas with chicken. It is not that hot right now because it took fucking forever to make. I also have some rice and beans and some avocado, which I just like to dress with olive oil and salt and pepper. It's so delicious. I'm excited to try this. Oh, this gives me like a little glow. Okay. But I first have to have some of this mole sauce. Oh my god, so good. Ideally, I would like to have the food in front of you, but I think I placed the camera wrong. Or I don't know, maybe I'll just do this. Let's have some of this enchilada. I'm actually starved right now. Ooh, this is falling apart. But the chicken, I use chicken thighs, so they're super succulent. Fall apart. Oh, wow. The avocado is nice because it kind of cools down all the spiciness. So I want to sit here and just eat this, but I think I have to now. Answer some Q&A questions that you guys have asked in the last video. Okay, let's get started. What is your favorite fast food company? Oh, I know. Crystal. I love those tiny sliders. Every time I go home to Atlanta, I always make sure to have some of those. They also have really good French fries. The fries are almost dusted with like an onion batter or something. It has like a nice oniony taste. Also, by the way, I have not thought about these questions or even looked at them really, which means these will be off the cuff. And I'm gonna do my best to try to make these like fast, because there are 280 of them. I'm not gonna answer all of them, but yeah, hopefully this video won't be like too crazy long. Okay, next question. Do you have a girlfriend? No. Definitely not. Who is your favorite ASMR friend? Does her name start with S and end with S? Of course. all probably know who that is. I think the one thing she and I have in common is that we're both total spinsters. Oh fuck. Let's pretend that didn't happen. We enjoy being alone, so it's nice to have someone like that I can relate to. Okay, ABC Pig. He has a list of about like, oh my god, 30 questions. I don't know if I can answer all of these, but they're really fun questions, so I'm probably gonna do this. And I might skip some of them, if you don't mind. Cats or dogs? Dogs. Dark chocolate or milk chocolate? Honestly, these days, milk chocolate, because of Switzerland. I can appreciate a nice milk chocolate. Vodka or tequila? Tequila. Denzel Washington or Morgan Freeman? Denzel. Summer or winter? Winter. Coke or Pepsi? Pepsi. Serena, Cha-Cha, or Mimi M first? I'm so sorry, I don't know what that is. Manhattan or Brooklyn? Manhattan. I fucking hate Brooklyn. Blondes or brunettes? Brunettes. Chris Pratt or Chris Evans? I'm trying to remember the difference. Who's Chris Pratt? Chris Evans. I like Chris Evans. Tupac or Biggie? Tupac. IPA or lager? Lager. Big lips or big hips? Big hips. For sure. Edgar Allan Poe or Shakespeare? Edgar Allan Poe. Alphaba or Glinda? Definitely Alphaba. Fuck Glinda. Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff? Man buns or mullets? Honestly, mullets. I fucking hate man buns. Leos or Leos? I'm sorry, I don't know what that means. I'm a Cancer and I'm dating a Leo, so. Sunrise or sunset? Sunrise. I love the sounds of trash trucks in the street while everyone is still asleep. And one of my favorite lyrics is by Patty Griffin. I took off my iron smile because I found it weighed me down. Tomorrow when the world wakes up, I'll be in another town. I like the morning because it's so rare for me to actually be up that early. Edward or Jacob? Jacob. The Fame or Art Pop? I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, sorry. K or OK? I actually do KK. Candle or diffuser? Candle. McDreamy or McSteamy? McDreamy. Barbara or Liza? Barbara. Bette Davis or Joan Crawford? That's a good one. Betty Davis. Gene Kelly or Fred Astaire? I think Fred Astaire. These are so funny. Dolphins or sharks? Dolphins. Boxers or briefs? Definitely briefs. When did you start watching ASMR? I remember the exact date, or the exact year at least. It was in 2012. I was in my last year of college and really, really sleep deprived and depressed and was applying to grad schools. And I came upon Innate Whisper on accident. I don't know how, but to this day I'm convinced that he was the first ASMR eating sounds channel. I don't know if you guys remember differently, but 2012 is when ASMR started to show up on YouTube. And then about 4 months later, I started my own because I was tired of watching people eat french fries and potato chips and boring stuff. I thought it'd be fun to have a food element, like, you know, a gourmet ASMR. So I started this channel. Oh, this is a good one. What has been your favorite ASMR video thus far, and why? I feel a little scared to answer that because it's such a big question, but I have a few that I go to every night to go to bed. Honestly, the one video that comes to my head, and the one video that consistently shows up in my home screen. You know, when you go to home, in the app, when you go to your home screen and you refresh it, the video that you want to see ends up there, right? I don't know if you noticed that, but so for me, it's actually ASMR Cindy, A-S-I-N, so it's like A-S-I-N-D-Y-M-R, I think. But I call her ASMR Cindy, and she's this lovely girl, and she's eating pizza, and it's recorded on like a MacBook like this, but without a mic, just honestly on the MacBook microphone, and she just talks about TV, and I love the way it really feels like a friend is talking to you, and she's so excited about everything, and I like the sounds, and I've probably gone to sleep the most to that video. I love that video, and it only has like 10,000 views, I think, 5,000 of which were mine. Okay, a lot of these questions ask, why am I so cute? Which leads me to the next question. How do you feel about the sexual comments you get? It's a bit strange, yet funny to see what weird-ass things people say. Laughing my ass off. Honestly, guys, I love it. I don't care, I don't mind. I mean, it's probably like a double standard. I'm probably supposed to say, oh, it's so offensive, how dare anyone sexualize me? But I really don't mind. I think it's really flattering and sweet, and I like when people are creative with their, you know, their punchlines or their, I don't know, it's not derogatory, it's, I think it's really funny. I'm all about sexualizing the male. So thank you for those questions. I don't like the ones that are like, I'm gonna rape you, or like, you know, like, it's a little much, but I do get those too, so I don't know. Just give and take, I guess. Okay, does your family know about your channel? If so, what do they think? My family doesn't know about this. They don't care and they don't watch it. So, in the same way that they don't follow me on Instagram, it's just a different generation. But they understand why people might be interested in something like this. So, would you ever do a collab video with another YouTuber? You know, like, I've always thought about this. There are plenty of people in New York, but I don't know, like, these videos are so off the cuff. I also don't think I enjoy collab videos that much. I don't enjoy watching them, so I don't know. If you have a good idea for a collab, whatever that is, let me know. Will you do mukbangs? I feel like mine are kind of mukbang style, but in the traditional, like, Korean, you know, eating broadcast sense of massive amounts of food. No, I probably would never do that. My stomach is so tiny. Who are your favorite ASMR artists? Speaking of which, you guys know that Makes Me On ASMR, Makes Me On 13, she coined the term ASM artist. It was in a video. She said ASM artists, and I mean it because these are artists. I mean, I'm sure, you know, the word came about, you know, naturally because of the consonants of the words, but like she really did. She's the first one to say it. That's what I love about this whole community. It's 2012 was fucking 5 years ago. Wow. And I'm able to, in my institutional memory of how these videos started on YouTube, excuse me, I'm able to kind of trace back to the very first of all these things. I think that's really cool. And these moments are documented in videos that are really old and really unpopular. Like they have like 1,000 views, but it's where it started, guys. Natalie said, ASM artist. So my favorites are definitely, you know, obviously Sassy Snacks. Lately I've really been loving Mr. Blue ASMR. He's new, and it's actually not an eating sounds channel, which is crazy, but I've been going to bed to that for the last 2 weeks. It's crazy. There's the one where he's drinking beer, and I really like that. Just talking, and he's making a lot of sounds. Yeah, I love that. ASMR Cindy. Not to be like, oh, I'm so indie. I think I like people who, my favorites are people who don't, besides Sassy, my favorites are people who don't really have that many subscribers, actually. Who else I like? I think those are like my tops right now. Ever thought of doing daily vlogs? No, I don't think so. I hate how like self-indulgent those are. Thank you for everyone who let me know that the champagne glasses are called flutes. I totally forgot that they were called that, which is funny because I had literally just come from Champagne Tuesday happy hour at a place called Flutes. It's crazy. Okay. How can I be your girlfriend? Maybe have a sex change. It can happen. I have kissed a girl once, and her lips were really soft. It was nice, but I definitely knew from that day on, you know, not for me. Do you watch any anime? If so, which ones? No, I don't really watch anime proper. I like Miyazaki films. I watch a lot of cartoons, actually. As Told by Ginger. F is for Family. That one's really good. I watch Family Guy, Bob's Burgers. I kind of like cartoons, but in terms of actual anime, you know, Miyazaki films. That's about the extent of which I go. Do I like port? Yeah, I like port wine. I have a bottle at my desk that I have sometimes for dessert if I'm having a long day at the office. But more so, I like cooking with it. I like reducing it down into a steak sauce. Okay. Oh jeez. Please tell me the name of the top you're wearing in your video called Mukbang Pasta Fettuccine Alfredo. Fettuccine Alfredo. Sorry, I don't remember what shirt I'm wearing in that video. Oh, right. It's the green kind of Charlie Brown shirt. It's a jersey shirt. I got it from a website called ASOS, as I get most of my clothes. Just search for jersey or jock. I don't know, jersey. It's like a polo shirt. Like literally, like when you go play polo, it's one of those striped shirts. I want to hear you introduce yourself in Korean, how old you are, where you live, etc. Sure. 안녕하세요. Gourmet ASMR입니다. 이름은 준호이라고 부릅니다. Well, that was really awkward. 26살이고 지금 뉴욕에 살고 있습니다. A few English-speaking people ask these same questions. So, I am 20. How old am I? I'm 25 years old, and I live in New York. What is one? This one's really interesting. What is one ASMR video that you regret making? I definitely know one. If I regret making a video, it's probably not on my channel anymore. I regret making this one. It was like a milk braised chicken dish. So automatically it wasn't gonna get any views, but it was this video where I talked about my first date with McPerfect, and then I talk about like McCrazy and like all this stuff, and I think I had revealed too much information. I felt really uncomfortable, so I took it off. That's the video I regret making. It is no longer live. So, do you like BTS or another K-pop group? I've gotten like 10 of these questions. Do you like K-pop? What K-pop groups do you like, etc.? So K-pop, sideline. I know I look like Jimin. Everyone fucking says you look like BTS Jimin. I didn't even know who that was until I googled him, and okay, whatever. But I know everyone says that. Everyone also says I look like Ryan Higa. A few other people. But it's amazing how when you see someone, you think they look like someone, you think that you're the first person to think that, and you comment it, and but I get all of them. Rice Gum, that guy from BuzzFeed, like, okay, I get it. But in terms of K-pop, I think many of you know this, I'm very much an SM town. Member of that cult. So I love I don't love Sonoshide, but I like Taeyeon and Tiffany. I love their solo albums. I like Red Velvet. I like girl groups. I mean, I don't know, I listen to like EXO and stuff, but I don't really care about them. Kyuhyun, I like his ballads. But yeah, mostly like Taeyeon and Tiffany. I don't listen to much K-pop actually. Will you ever try binaural? I know, like the double-sided hearing experience would be nice, but I'll just let you know that this Blue Yeti microphone, were I to turn on the binaural, you would be hearing a shit ton of white noise, and the rain that's outside right now, and my neighbors fighting, and it doesn't drown out the sound as much as this setting that I have right here. So, no, I don't think I will. I don't know, never say never. I really love your style. What shops do you shop at? What are your favorite brands? Thank you. I really like ASOS. I think anytime anyone asks me where did you get that shirt or sweater, I say ASOS. With that said, this is not ASOS. I got this at Levi's. It was before a wine event, and I was wearing these horrible, like, janky ass long sleeve clothes, and it was so hot, and I was sick of it. So before the event, I rushed out to Levi's, which is right by my office, and I bought like all these summer clothes, and I found this shirt on the rack, and it's actually a woman's shirt. You can like it took me a long time to get this on. But I don't know. It's an interesting cut. But I know these days people are wearing shirts like this. Men are wearing shirts like this. And starting the button like down here, so I don't know. Maybe it's slutty, but people do this too. I don't know. This is really, really nice because it just, I can breathe, and I also love that it's a woman's shirt. When did you realize that you enjoy food so much? Oh, that's a key question. Oh, this is really difficult to answer. I was just bitching to one of my editors that I hate when a food writer or a cookbook writer has in their intro or their bio that since the dawn of time, food has been my passion. I hate that shit because it's so stupid. It's like, what a lie, you know? I mean, obviously, as human beings, we like food because it makes us full, but I never thought about food that seriously until after I left grad school. I mean, I'd always been cooking, you know, since 3rd grade. Like, I love Food Network. I watched it religiously after school, but so did everyone else, you know, like, but in really thinking about food as a job, that never happened until, you know, I had nothing left, and I was, like, on the streets. I mean, sorry, figuratively speaking. I had nowhere else to go, so I kind of stumbled into this, and I really love food. I love writing about it, and I realized that it lets me write about the things that matter to me, which is like culture and history and context, but also like the end result is a useful, utilitarian kind of recipe that someone can go home and make and feed their family. I think there's nothing better than that. Have you visited Korea before, and what are your favorite Korean foods? Yes, I visited Korea. Some of my favorite Korean foods: kimchi bokkeumbap. Kimchi fried rice is my favorite Korean dish. Though these days I've been making a lot of seolleongtang at home. There's something really satisfying about extracting the bone marrow from the bone broth. So, kimchi bokkeumbap, seolleongtang, jjajangmyeon. Do you listen to your own videos to relax? No. Not at all. What's your favorite film? Oh, I like that question. Ooh, it's a tough one though. The video I find myself going back to a lot is Ang Lee's Brokeback Mountain, and I know it's so like cheesy and obvious, but when that came out, it was, you know, revolutionary, and the idea of having a mainstream gay film, and then the tagline was, "It's not a gay film, it's a love story," like whatever. It was gay as well, but mostly because it's based on a short story by one of my favorite contemporary writers, Annie Proulx, and it's a gorgeous story, and it kind of just, it leaves a black hole in my heart every time I watch it, and I think that there's something about feeling desolate and empty and at the end of a film that where you know it's a really good film. I love that film. It's also an exact replica of mine and McPerfect's long distance, you know, friendship, relationship thing. It's, it's like uncannily similar. And in case you're wondering, I'm definitely Jack. You didn't want it, Ines. See what we got now. Brokeback Mountain. Okay, What's your worst memory? That's a really interesting question, Kyle. Oh, worst memory. That's a dark question. Yeah, I think one of my worst memories is being in the third year exam room for my qualifying exams for the PhD. I remember at the end of the exam, I looked into the room, I looked at them, my advisors, the people there, and I hated them, and I looked at them and I was like, you guys are not who I wanted to work with. And then the last 3 years of my life kind of flashed before my eyes, and I was like, I've become a different person, a different academic. I came to this school to study Steinbeck in the working class and to write about race and ethnicity, but here I was in a room with 4 old white men in an Ivy League institution that, was going through a rape scandal that year. One of my students was picketing the fence during that time. Not only that, the grad students were forming a union. It was just this horrible time where I hated the school. It was a horrible place. Anyway, also in the midst of all that, 1% Occupy. Sorry not to get too political, but I just realized that this was not the place that I wanted to study, and it was simultaneously freeing. Now I am where I am, but it was horrible to be there and feel stuck, and yeah, that was bad. Okay. Okay, so I think I have 100 more questions. I'm not even kidding. And this video is already 30 minutes long. I think I'm gonna do a part 2. I don't think I can answer any more questions. I think I did a good job though. I'm trying to get to all of them, that's why. I think this is the end of the video. I hope it both enticed you, wetted your palate, wet your palate for the next installment of the Mexican food series, which will probably be nachos, honestly. So my question to you is, what is the best and most authentico way of making nachos?